Well, I'm joined now by the new chair of the Brexit Party, Richard Tice, a businessman who is formerly one of the founders of the Brexit campaign group Leave EU, along with Aaron Banks. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. Nigel Farage says the policies are exactly the policies of UKIP. So what's the point?
Well, the whole point is that UKIP's gone in a different direction. Nigel left UKIP some time ago. And we, as the Brexit Party, we're actually standing for Brexit is a huge opportunity. And unfortunately, at the moment, the two parties which have completely failed in the current political system, they haven't grasped it as an opportunity. They viewed it as a problem to be mitigated. And that's why we've ended up with this complete and utter shambles that's failed politics, it's failed the country. And here we are, we're having elections that nobody wanted to have. We didn't want to have this, but we've been betrayed, so we've got to address it. We've got to give people the chance to send a very clear message back to Westminster. We want change. We want actually politicians finally to listen to the people and deliver what the people instruct.
But you've had two resignations from your own party in just over 2 months. The founder and treasurer reportedly Islamophobic and anti-Semitic remarks. Isn't it just UKIP in another guise?
No, look, we've set up incredibly quickly, OK, and there's been a couple of teething problems, but we deal with them. Let's remember the Labour Party have got over 800 complaints against anti-Semitism. Look, we deal with these things. We're adopting a very business-like approach.
The leader and the treasurer is not actually maybe a foot soldier. It's the leader and the treasurer have had to both leave within 2 months.
This is something that was just, organised at great speed so that we'd be ready for these European elections.
But you've got to be trustable, haven't you?
Exactly. And listen, I'm chairman of this party, and hopefully people will trust me. And we're moving forwards at incredible speed. You think about the challenges of doing this. Change UK haven't even got registered as a political party yet.
Your former treasurer referred to someone as being from Bingo Bongo land.
Look, and so that's been dealt with. The point is you're looking to the future, right? And we are, we're getting a hugely positive response from people who want change in politics, and they want the opportunity to say, there is an alternative. The current system has failed. The country has been humiliated. People want an alternative to vote for. So let's focus on the opportunities. And what I think people really want to be able to say is, who are the right people now to take this forward?
So you think this new party is going to be the right thing? So you want to give it your best shot. You were the co-founder.
That's what voters want.
You were the co-founder of Leave EU with Aaron Banks. Would you like to have Aaron Banks in this new party to help you?
That was then. This is now.
So you wouldn't want to have Aaron Banks with you?
With the 4 candidates that we announced this morning, including Jacob Rees-Mogg's sister, we have clearly shown that we're going to bring in candidates superbly qualified, very experienced, very successful, so that actually people can see, do you know what, this is an alternative that I would look at and consider. Because that's what voters do. They look at the options, they look at the parties, and then they say, who are the best people, who are the most qualified?
You're putting yourself up as a candidate.
That's
You're somebody that has railed against the Westminster elite, you've railed against the global elite, you've railed against the arrogant elite. I'm just reading these here. Westminster elite, global elite, arrogant elite. But is a multimillionaire like you, and indeed Jacob Rees-Mogg's sister, the people that are going to really be the face of the everyday person?
I think what people want to help run and lead and govern the way that these negotiations are done are actually people with a track record of success, right, who've got experience and who can actually deliver. And that's the alternative that we're giving people. We're also saying to people, look, if you send a very clear message to Westminster...
For office? When did you last run for office?
Well, the great thing is that actually almost all of us won't have and have never run for office. And I think that's a fresh approach that gives voters the opportunity to say, do you know what, I'm going to look at this, because actually the current system, the current crop of politicians have led this country to be humiliated on the international stage. Maybe actually we need a fresh approach from people who have succeeded in other walks of life. That's the opportunity.
You made it very clear to us that you hadn't given any money to the Brexit Party.
I did, yes, because you made an allegation that was completely unfounded and you had to apologise.
But now it's interesting. Would you now give money to the party in order to help it succeed?
Look, this party, so far, we've had thousands and thousands and thousands of donations from people all over the country. At the moment, I've been investing my time. I've been incredibly busy.
So would you put your money in?
No, of course, I'm seriously looking at that. We will all look at that.
You probably need a lot of money over the next 6 weeks.
The great thing is we've had such a fantastic response from people. We've had over 1,000 people apply to be candidates, and we've had thousands and thousands of donations, small, medium-sized donations from people who want change. They want new party to give them a proper opportunity.
Have you had any Conservative MPs considering moving to the Brexit Party? Have you had those conversations?
The amazing thing is that we've had volunteers, activists, councillors, local associations, former MPs, MEPs from other parties saying, do you know what, I'd like to take a look. I'd like to seriously look...
Including
how can I help-
Conservative MPs?
Well, from a range of parties.
Including Conservatives?
Well, from a range of parties. I'm not going to go into any details at this
Well, that's
stage.
just a party. I'm asking you, is it? I'm not actually asking you for a name right now.
A range of parties. The great thing is people want a different alternative, and we've been really excited by the number of people who've come to us and say, can we get involved? Can we help? What's the opportunity?
You're a candidate. If you win, what's the strategy? Will you actually go and vote? Will you actually turn up?
Of course I will. Look, I've got a track record of making things happen, sorting things out, succeeding in business. And of course, I would go for it and make it work and do what we can to deliver Brexit, because that's what the people said, sooner rather than later.
Thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure.